Welcome to the February 6, 2026 joint Brookings County. February 3rd. Yep. You give me the cheat sheet with the wrong stuff on it. Anyway, the joint Brookings County and City Brookings Planning Commission meeting. The meeting is being recorded, televised, and viewable on Swiftel Channel 19, ITC Channel 168, or the Brookings County YouTube channel. I'll call the meeting to order. You can call the city to order.
Thank you. Call the city side to order, please.
And do I hear the approval of minutes from the county?
So moved.
Yeah, motion and a second, approve minutes.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Second. Aye.
Okay.
Second.
Vote from the county.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay, any items to be added to the agenda?
I have none.
Nothing from the city.
We have approval of the agenda from the county.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion and a second to approve the agenda, city side.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Then we'll convene as the Brookings County and City Planning Commission. The Planning Commission of the Brookings County of the County of Brookings and the City of Brookings consist of both Brookings County Planning Commission and City of Brookings Planning Commission members. The concurring vote of the simple majority of those of the Planning Commission board members present and voting is required to forward a recommendation to the Brookings County Commission and the Brookings City Council for final decision. We have a review and discuss a possible update to the joint jurisdiction zoning ordinance.
Yeah, thanks, Chairman Kleinjohn. Yes, I'm just meeting tonight to probably coming up here in the April meeting. We're looking over review. We need to update our notices that are in the current joint jurisdictional ordinance. The county at that time had a 14-day public notice. Since this time when this ordinance was adopted, the county has updated their ordinance and updated their noticing to 10 days to follow state law. So that we're going to update the joint jurisdictional ordinance. So it's the same as the county ordinance with the 10-day public notice. And then if there's anything else going through there, if the city has anything or if there's anything else we see on the county side, we'll do it all at one time. But just to start with, for right now, this is what we were planning on doing, and we'll review it and look over, and we'll discuss between our department, Mike's, and if there's something more we need to add, we'll have a discussion for it in the April meeting. We'll have a discussion, possible action on the item at that time, depending if there's nothing else found. So I just want to bring you together to give you a little notice to be thinking if there's something that you'd like to bring ahead for discussion, possible change or update at that time, but on either board. So that's all that I have. Mike, do you have anything to add?
I guess the only other thing I'd add is, are there any items that you're aware of that you would like to put on the table tonight for people to start thinking about or discussing that you would like to see changed in that joint jurisdiction zoning ordinance? Anything that since we adopted it a few years ago that you felt were missing, we maybe didn't get right, or that need to be adjusted to keep up with current trends that we're seeing within that joint jurisdiction area? Or any concerns you see with the existing ordinance that you would like us to start working on addressing?
looks like unanimous, no one's talking at the same time here, so. But if you do think about it, let Mike or myself know, and we'll take it in and get working on it, and we'll go from there until the April meeting. We won't meet in March because our meeting is going to be on Thursday this year because of the Town and Townships meeting on the first Tuesday of the month, and your meeting will still be on Tuesday, so we decided to make our next meeting, the joint meeting at the April meeting. So,
I think as Richard mentioned, if there are some ideas that you have, please reach out to your respective staff liaison and pass that along so we can make sure that at that April meeting we have, things ready for discussion, prepared, or even some proposed changes that you could look at and consider.
Well, if that's it, do I have a motion to adjourn from the county?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adjourn is second on the city side. All in favor?
we are adjourned. We will get the county meeting going in about 5 minutes here. When we get reset up here, we'll let you know a minute beforehand. Thank you.
Zoning Commission meeting. Meeting is being recorded, televised, and viewable on Swiftel Channel 19, ITC Channel 168, and the Brookings County YouTube channel. We will call the meeting to order. Do we have approval of minutes from the last meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any items to be added to the agenda by commission members or staff?
None by me.
I have none.
Invitation for citizens to schedule time on the commission agenda for an item not listed. Seeing none. Disclosure of conflicts of interest, relationships to applicant or ex parte communication. Seeing none, can we have an approval of the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
This time we'll convene as the Brookings County Board of Adjustment. Do we have that sheet? Right here. Board of Adjustment is a 9-member board which has the power to hear requests for variances, conditional uses, appeals from non-ministerial decisions of the zoning officer. The concurring vote of 2/3 of the full board membership of the board, which is 6 votes, is necessary for approval of the variance or an appeal of the zoning officer. The concurring vote of the simple majority of the board members present and voting is necessary for approval of conditional use permit. In accordance to Robert's Rules of Order, we require a motion to approve the request before the request can be debated. As a matter of policy, all motions are made in the positive. The board, under specific powers granted it by the state, shall authorize variances from the zoning requirements where special conditions exist on land will result in unnecessary hardship for the applicant. Financial disadvantage of the property owner shall not constitute proof of unnecessary hardship. Okay, 2026 variance 001. Thielen Farms Incorporated by Nathan Thielen has made an application 2026 variant 001 to the Brookings County Board of Adjustment for a variance Article 4, District Requirements, Chapter 4.01A, Agricultural Land Districts, Section 4.01.05, Area, Regulations, and Easements. The property is described as a northeast quarter, except H1 and H2 of Section 21, Township 109 North, Range 48 West, Parnell Township, located at 21717 South Dakota Highway 13, Elkton, South Dakota 57026. Do we have a motion?
I'll make that motion. Troyan?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
All right. All right, 2026 variance 001, Thielen Farms, Inc. by Nathan Thielen has applied for a front yard variance for a 10 by 10 100-foot tall grain leg to be 40 feet from the right-of-way, a variance of 10 feet. Also, a 20 by 60 cement loading pad would be 5 feet from the leg on the west side and 15 feet from the right-of-way on the east side, a variance of 35 feet. The required setback is 50 feet from the right-of-way for an agricultural structure. The applicant was granted variance 2008, variance 016 on August 5th, 2008, for the existing bins to be 33 feet from the right-of-way. The bins were built 15 feet from the right-of-way, 17 farther back than the variance was approved, which is good. The farmstead bin site is located along South Dakota Highway 13. The right-of-way is 100 feet from the center of the road. The main farm driveway is 180 feet north, and the south driveway is 650 feet to the south of the proposed grain leg and unloading pad. Public notices were published in the Brookings Register on January 20th and 27th, 2026, and the Elkton Record on January 22nd and 29th, 2026. Letters were sent to the adjoining landowners and the Parnell Township Chairman and Clerk. There's the variance application. This is the site plan. This is the existing bins that are there, 50 feet from the right-of-way. This is the dryer location right here. This is the grain leg would be 10 feet out from the bin. And loading augers would be approximately, they show 20 feet, but that's the entire length of the auger down in the pit to the grain leg. So visiting with the contractor and the applicant, roughly be about closely 5 feet between the leg and the edge of the cement. Then go from that over would be 20 feet. So the east edge of this pad would be 15 feet from the right-of-way. And also at time, not necessarily now, but in the future, they would like to add, pour the infrastructure there for a bulk overhead loadout bin above the unloading structure. So that would be ready to go in a few years. When they get ready to add that, they could go ahead and do that without having to come back to the office for a variance at that time. This is a beacon map of the bin site. This is the north driveway here. I'll have a little better pictures in my PowerPoints. This is the dryer bin. Leg would be right here. This is where the proposed pad would be, right in this area, 15 feet from this right-of-way. You can see it's located on the curve. It's a 100-foot right-of-way from the center on either side, so the Highway 13 has a 200-foot right-of-way from edge to edge. As you can see, the road gets farther away as it curves to the east, so the bin site is, and the driveway is farther up north, so the line of sight would not be an issue there. And the other driveway is down to the south farther, about 600 feet. This is coming off Highway 13, looking into the bin site, into the farmstead. This is looking towards the southwest where the bin site would be. This is the dryer, and grain leg would go up in front of that there. This is looking south from the driveway. This is where the proposed grain leg 10 feet out from the bin. This is about where the grain leg would go. This would be the edge of the grain leg. This would be looking towards the north. This is looking south. This would be the east side of the cement pad for that. So this would be the very east side where the wheel is. This is just looking from the ditch of Highway 13 back towards the bin site where the proposed pad. Pad would be flush to the ground or up a very little above that. So that's all that I have, and the applicant is here this evening.
Could the applicant come forward and clearly state your name and to the mic?
Nathan Thielen.
This time we'll open the public hearing. There's 5 minutes per person. Any proponents want to speak to the issue? Seeing none, any opponents? This time we'll close the public hearing. Any comments from the board? Could you read the findings of facts?
Yes, I'll read these in their entirety this time, and if there's more this evening, I'll just read the highlighted areas on the other ones. All right, Brookings County zoning variance 2026, variance 001, an application for variance have been filed with the Brookings County Zoning Commission, acting as a Brookings County Board of Adjustment, a copy of the application being attached here too. Such application being made by Thielen Farms by Nathan Thieling regarding the following real property. The northeast 1/4, except H1 and H2 of Section 21, Township 109 North, Range 48 West, Parnell Township, located at 21717 South Dakota Highway 13, Elkton, South Dakota 57026. After due notice, a public hearing having been held on the application on this third day of February 2026. Number one, the Brookings County Board of Adjustment hereby finding that the strict application of the Brookings County zoning ordinance would produce undue hardship, that such hardship is not shared generally by other properties in the same district, in the same vicinity, that the authorization of the variance will not be substantial detriment to the adjacent property and the character of the district will not be changed by the granting of the variance, that the granting of such variance is based on reasons of demonstrable and exceptional hardship and as distinguished from variations for the purpose of convenience, profit, and caprice. Number two, the Brookings County Board of Adjustment further finds that the condition or situation of the property concerned or the intended use of the property is not so general or reoccurring of nature as to make reasonable, practicable the formulation of a general regulation to be adopted as an amendment to the zoning ordinance. Number three, the Brookings County Board of Adjustment further finding that the written application of the petitioner demonstrates that specific conditions and circumstances exist which are peculiar to the land, structure, or buildings in the same district, and that literal interpretations of the provisions of the Brookings County zoning ordinance would deprive the applicant of rights commonly enjoyed by other properties in the same district under the terms of this ordinance, that the special conditions and circumstances do not result from the actions of the applicant, and that granting of the variance requested will not confer on the applicant any special privilege that is denied by the ordinance to other lands, structures, or buildings in the same district. Number four, the Brookings County Board of Adjustment further finding that the reasons set forth in the application justify the granting of the applicant of the variance, and that the variance is a minimum variance that will make possible the reasonable use of the land, buildings, or structures, that the granting of the variance will be in harmony with the general purpose and the intent of the Brookings County zoning ordinance and will not be injurious to the neighborhood or otherwise detrimental to the public welfare. Number five, the Brookings County Board of Adjustment further determines and conditions this variance upon the following special conditions and safeguards. South Dakota Highway 13 has a 100-foot right-of-way. South Dakota Department of Transportation does not object to the variance request as long as it is located outside of the right-of-way. B, the farmstead driveway is 180 feet north, and the south driveway is 650 feet south of the proposed grain leg unloading pad. The Brookings County Board of Adjustment, by at least 2/3 vote of its full membership, hereby grants the above petitioner a variance for the above described real property as follows. Build a grain leg with a 20 by 60 unloading cement pad and future overhead bulk holding bin, with the edge of the cement pad to be 15 feet from the right-of-way of South Dakota Highway 13. This variance is specifically conditioned upon initial and continued compliance with all the conditions and safeguards in 5 above, and upon compliance with all applicable provisions of the Brookings County zoning ordinance. If approved, the Brookings County zoning director is authorized to issue any required building permits for construction consistent with the terms of this variance. If this variance is not used within 3 years of the date granted, it shall be invalid. Dated this second day of Feb, should be third day of Feb. Got my numbers mixed up. Third day of February, 2026.
Okay, so just a clarification question on this. Are we voting on just the leg and the pit and not the overhead bin? Or
No,
so
the
he'd-
overhead bin is included with this.
Okay, so if we approve it, he won't have to come back to get a variance separate for that? overhead bin.
Correct. Yep, he'll pour the infrastructure when they pour for the overhead bin. If they need, pillars going down, that'll all be done at that time, but it could be 5 years when he decides to do that, and he can do that at that time. Because the leg and the pit would be done within that 3-year time period. Yes, as long as part of it is started, correct.
Any other comments or questions from the board?
Mr. Chair, I find that this application meets the requirements of the zoning ordinance as long as the findings of the facts are followed, so I concur with the findings of the facts.
Thank you. Can you call the vote?
Yes, Kelly Vanderwall,
Aye.
Tim Paulson,
Aye.
Cody Clark,
Aye.
Justin DeGroot,
Aye.
Kyle Vanderwall,
Aye.
Neil Troyan,
Aye.
Randy Jensen,
Yes.
Darrell Kleinjohn.
Aye.
Motion passes. There. There. We'll send you the findings of facts and the approved variance, so you can go ahead and check with your bid man if you need things to get ordered, so.
Thanks.
Thank you.
2026, variance number 2. Doug R. Ostis has made an application, 2026, variance 2, to the Brookings County Board of Adjustment for a variance. Article 4, District Requirements, Chapter 4.03, Lake Park District, Section 4.03.03, Density, Area, and Yard Regulation. The property is described as the west half of Lot 10 and Lot 11, and the east half of Lot 10 in the Marvin Wade Second Subdivision in the northeast quarter of Section 6, Township 112 North, Range 52 West, Laketon Township, located at 278 South Lake Drive, Arlington, South Dakota, 57212. Do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Who made the motions? Did you get that?
Who made the motions and seconded it? Clark moved and DeGroot second.
Okay. Do we have a staff report?
Yes. 2026 variant 002, Doug Ostis has applied for a lakefront variance to build a 21-foot 4-inch wide by 37-foot 4-inch long attached garage with a 14-foot sidewall 25 feet from the highest known water elevation, a variance of 50 feet. The required setback is 75 feet from the highest known water elevation, and he will meet the front yard and side yard setback. The front of the proposed attached garage will be even with the residence, and then the attached garage will be used for storage, and we'll use the existing driveway for access. The existing residence now has a single-car garage, and the house and the proposed attached garage are located on a bluff above the lake. The house has been removed from the floodplain with a letter of map amendment, ALOMA, by FEMA, as it met or exceeded the requirements to be removed from the floodplain. Things to consider are the shape and the size of the lot, and the Marvin Wade subdivision was platted on October 26, 1955. Public notices were published in the Brookings Register on January 20th and 27th, 2026, and the Volga Tribune in the Arlington Sun on January 22nd and 29th, 2026. Letters were sent to the adjoining landowners, the Brookings County Highway Department, and the Laketon Township Chairman and Clerk. Here's his variance application. This is the site plan. Attached here with a breezeway attaching that right there onto the house. Lake is out back this way. The current garage is 36 feet, so it'd be about 4 feet, not quite 4 feet longer than the existing house. It wouldn't stick out any, would stick out less than what is the existing deck is there, so. This is a beacon map. This is the red area showing the floodplain. This is where the proposed garages would be located. This is, would be the west half of lot 11, I believe, or the west half of lot 10. This is lot 11 and the east half of lot 10, so. And he does own this lot over here too. This is PowerPoint, just looking down South Lake Drive towards the west. This is looking in towards the lake residence. There's a single car garage. This is where the proposed garage would be located, right there where the ice house camper is located. This is looking towards the east, big wide open driveway, clear vision right there. This is at the south end of the property, at the property line where the stakes are. Right here, and the other one is right in the middle of that wheel on the other side of it. So, if you want to bend down and look behind the wheel, you can see the stake in there that the surveyor pounded in. This is looking from the lake side. This is where the highest snow and water elevation would be. With terrestrial, they measured that for the years of living there, and the neighbor down a couple lots, they've lived there quite a while, and they knew where the highest known water mark was, so they measured that, and this is where the highest known water mark is from the highest known water level. Looking back, this would be the north edge of where the proposed garage would be, and this would be 8 feet from the house. This is looking up on the east side, would be the west side of the proposed garage. You can see quite the elevation difference there from the lake shore going up. This would be looking north towards the lake. Just showing the elevation going down there. This would be looking towards the east along the shoreline. The wheel is just there. The edge of the garage would be right in this area for that. This is looking towards the west. You can see the other properties stick out farther than what his were. His proper garage would be inside that and not affect the line of vision looking up and down the shoreline. This would be the southwest corner of the proposed garage right here, looking towards the north. This would be same right here, looking towards the south side of the house. A lot of fire pit wood for the upcoming summer in a couple of years. So that's all that I have, and the applicant is here this evening. So
If the applicant could come forward and clearly state your name in the mic.
My name's Doug Ostis.
Do you have anything to add to the staff report?
No, I don't think so.
At this time, we'll open the public hearing. Any proponents to the issue? Hearing, seeing none. Any opponents to the issue? This time we will close the public hearing. Any additional comments or questions from the board? go over the findings of facts?
Yes, I'll read the first page in its entirely, and then the other items, I'll just notify or note that when I'm there, I won't read them because we read them earlier at the first one. So Brookings County zoning variance, 2026, variant 002. An application for a variance having been filed with the Brookings County Zoning Commission, acting as the Brookings County Board of Adjustment, a copy of the application being attached here too. Such application being made by Doug R. Ostis regarding the following real property: the west half of Lot 10 and Lot 11, and the east half of Lot 10, all in Marvin Wade's second subdivision, in the northeast 1/4 of the Section 6, Township 112 North, Range 52 West, Laketon Township, located at 278 South Lake Drive, Arlington, South Dakota, 57212. After due notice, a public hearing have been held on the application on this third day of February, 2026. Number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5, the Brookings County Board of Adjustment further determines and conditions this variance upon the following special conditions or safeguards. A, Marvin Wade's second subdivision was platted on October 26, 1955. B, property met the FEMA requirements for a letter of map amendment, LOMA, and the structural residence to be removed from the floodplain on December 2nd, 2008. C, the proposed 21-foot 4 inches by 37-foot 4 inches attached garage will meet the 8-foot side setbacks in the front yard, 25-foot setback from the road. The Brookings County Board of Adjustment, at least 2/3 vote of its full membership, hereby grants the above petitioner a variance for the above described real property as follows. A, build a 21-foot 4 inch by 37-foot 4 inch attached garage, 25 feet from the highest known water elevation, a variance of 50 feet. A firewall sheetrock on all sidewalls and ceiling following building fire code installation requirements. This variance is specifically conditioned upon initial and continued compliance with all the conditions and the safeguards in 5 above, and upon compliance with all applicable provisions of the Brookings County zoning ordinance. If approved, the Brookings County zoning director is authorized to issue any required building permits for construction consistent with the terms of this variance. If this variance is not used within 3 years of the date granted, it shall be invalid. Dated this third day of February, 2026.
Any other comments or questions from the board?
Mr. Chair, I find that this application meets the requirements of the zoning ordinance as long as the findings of the facts are followed, so I concur with the findings of facts.
Thank you. Can you call the vote?
Yes. Tim Paulson,
Aye.
Cody Clark,
Aye.
Justin D. Groot,
Aye.
Kyle Vanderwall,
Aye.
Neil Troyan,
Aye.
Randy Jensen,
Yes.
Kelly Vanderwall,
Aye.
Darrell Kleinjohn.
Aye.
Motion passes. We'll send you our findings of facts. We do have that other piece of paper for you this evening if you want to pick that up. So you can
Thank
come
you.
in and get your building permit whenever you're ready.
Okay,
Thank you.
Well, that takes care of everything on the agenda. Other department reports?
Yes, sir. The weather coming up next week isn't quite interesting. Temperatures are going to be all above freezing, so you're going to have a big mess on some of the township roads. Your driveways, everything's going to be extremely soft. They're talking up to 50 degrees in the next 10 days. And who knows what's going to happen after that. Just be careful out there, and hopefully something tells me it's not going to stay that warm until May, but I guess we'll just wait and see. County Commission thanks you for your job as a planning commission. They know you got a hard job, and of course, next at the March meeting, we're going to meet on Thursday instead of Tuesday, and that meeting will also start at 7 o'clock. And that's all I got. Richard, you have anything?
No, that's it. We do have, we can discuss this at our March meeting, but we did come back. Luke did get some measurements from other counties and how they do the lake park setbacks from the older lots and newer lots for distance-wise, so that's something we'll discuss at our March meeting, so for possible action later on, but no, that's all that I have.
That's it, Mr. Chairman, for us.
Need for an executive session.
No, sir.
Do I hear an adjourned?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.